HOA Karen called the cops over a lake. HOA didn't know I'm her landlord. I bought the lake property for quiet, not power, not control, just peace. Early mornings where the water looks like glass, fog rolling in slowly, the kind of silence that makes you forget the rest of the world exists. A few rental cabins, spaced far apart, rented to people who wanted the same thing I did, privacy and calm, for years. It worked perfectly. Then she moved in. She introduced herself 3 days after signing the lease, clipboard tucked under her arm, smile stretched just a little too tight. She didn't ask how I was. She didn't ask about the lake. She jumped straight into telling me what was about to change. She said she was organizing a lake HOA, not suggesting, not discussing, organizing. Monthly fees, new rules, boat limits, noise restrictions, all written in neat bullet points like she'd already won. She told me participation was expected. I let her finish. Then I said, calmly, I'm not joining. Her smile froze. She laughed like I was joking, then explained slowly that everyone around the lake would be joining, that resistance would cause problems. I repeated myself, same calm voice, same answer. That's when her tone changed. Over the next few days the pressure started. Notes on my door, emails full of bold text and fake authority. She spoke to other renters like she already owned the place. Rules she invented, violations that never happened. And when none of that worked, she did what people like her always do. She called the cops. One afternoon there was a knock. 2 officers stood outside. Behind them was Karen, arms crossed, wearing a look of pure satisfaction. She told them I was trespassing, that I was refusing to comply with HOA regulations, that I didn't belong on her lake. The officers were calm, professional. They asked for my ID. I handed it over. Then I asked a simple question. Would you like to see the deed too? Karen's expression shifted. I gave the officers the documents. They read quietly. One of them looked up and asked, You own the lake? Yes, I said. And the cabins, including the one she rents? The silence was heavy. Karen tried to speak, but the words didn't land anymore. One officer turned to her and asked, very gently, Ma'am, do you have permission from the property owner? She looked at me. That's when it hit her. The landlord. I nodded. The officers explained that her HOA had no legal standing, that calling emergency services over a private dispute wasn't acceptable, and that continuing this behavior could have consequences. After they left, I didn't yell, I didn't threaten. I handed her a written notice, formal.com, documented about harassment and misrepresentation. The clipboard disappeared after that. The emails stopped. The notes stopped. The authority vanished. 2 months later, she moved out. Now the lake is quiet again. And every morning, when the fog lifts and the water settles, I'm reminded of something simple. Some people try to control what they don't own, and sometimes the most satisfying justice doesn't come from shouting. It comes from letting the truth speak for itself.